Hey everybody, Son of Sanguinius here, and today we're going to be continuing our Blood Angels Tactics videos by going over the Chaplain. Yes, the humble Chaplain. Some would argue he's lost, a bit of his usefulness since the introduction of the Death Company Chaplain in Angel's Blade, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So, the Chaplain comes in at 90 points. He is Weapon Skill 5, Ballistic Skill 4, Strength 4, Toughness 4, 2 Wounds, Initiative 4, 2 Attacks, Leadership 10, with a 3-up Armor save. For War Gear, he has his Power Armor, a Bolt Pistol, his Crozius Arcanum, Frag and Crack Grenades, and the Rosarius. Special rules are Furious Charge, Independent Character, and Zealot. And for his options, he may replace his Bolt Pistol with one of the following: a Bolt Gun for free, or a Power Fist for 25 points. May take items from the Ranged Weapons, Special Issue War Gear, and or Relics of Baal lists. May replace Power Armor, Bolt Pistol, and Frag and Crack Grenades with Terminator Armor and a Stormbolter for 30 points. He keeps his Crozius Arcanum. A Chaplain in Terminator Armor may only take items from the Special Issue War Gear and or Relics of Baal lists. And a Chaplain in Terminator Armor may replace his Stormbolter with a Combi Flamer Melta Plasma for 5 points. So, the Chaplain. This is one of those units that has been good in the past because you could throw him in Death Company and he gives them Zealot, which lets them re-roll their to hit rolls. But since the introduction of the Death Company Chaplain, many Blood Angels players feel like the normal Chaplain has sort of lost his place. I tend not to think so. I think that obviously if you're going to run Death Company and if you want your HQ to be a Chaplain type model, then obviously you would go with the Death Company Chaplain. However, I still think the Chaplain has a role in buffing other assault units in your list. For example, Assault Marines, Vanguard Vets, or Terminators or Assault Terminators. The Chaplain still has a place within those lists. Now, there are a couple of different ways you can go about them. Obviously, you really don't want to be sitting at range with the Chaplain because, frankly, he's not designed to do that. He has higher weapon skill than his ballistic skill. He has Zealot. You really want to get him and his unit into close combat. Of course, you got Furious Charge, and if you take him in a detachment that gives him the Red Thirst, he's going to be hitting at let's see, Crozius Arcanum is Strength +2 plus Furious Charge. Okay, so that's Strength 7, Initiative 5, blah blah blah, all that good stuff. So suffice it to say, the Chaplain is, by and large, an assault-based HQ. The only question is, since Death Company are gone, what would be the most advantageous to put him in? Well, you have Assault Marines, which you can, sort of re-roll your to-hit rolls, so that's good. You also have things like Vanguard that can take things like Storm Shields and combine that with the Chaplain. You can not only create an assault-based unit that's fairly survivable with 3-up armor and a 3-up invuln, but you can also create one that's fairly devastating in close combat and can take various forms of either normal chainswords if you don't want to spend too many points. You can also take some power weapons for admittedly 15 points per piece. Games Workshop has not updated Blood Angel Vanguard Vets so that they only cost 5 points like in the Space Marine decks, which sucks. But additionally, you can also take a Power Fist or a Thunder Hammer, things like that, in order to give your veterans some extra oomph. Additionally, Assault Terminators could also be a very viable option. You could, have your choice between Lightning Claws or Thunderhammer Storm Shield, depending on the specific role. If you plan on chewing through a boatload of infantry, I would lean more toward the Lightning Claws, considering that as long as you're not charging after Deep Strike and something like the Archangel's Orbital Intervention Force, like an Angel's Blade, you're going to be hitting at higher initiative usually. Barring everything from Slanesh Marines or anything else that has a higher than 4 initiative or higher than 5. So the Chaplain, some would say that he's lost his place, but I personally like having him there. And taking a second look at this, just a quick thing to mention. Interestingly, he can't replace his his Corrosius Arcanum with anything. That's different with for the Death Company Chaplain in Angel's Blade. There are some weapons that he can actually take from the relics list, specifically the Guardian Blade, I believe, which is sort of like an AP2 mastercrafted two-handed power sword with armor bane. But, you know, like I said, Angel's Blade will have its own video in the upcoming future. But interestingly, you can give the Chaplain a Power Fist, which kind of makes sense because that way you can sort of pick between, okay, well, do I want to use the Corrosius Arcanum to hit at higher initiative, or if I'm charging, let's say, an enemy vehicle, or if, you know, I happen to be caught in a fight with some Terminators, I can, you know, at least punch back with some AP2 and some Strength 9, or, well, Strength 8 if you were charged, Strength 9 if you had been charging. So there's some nice variety there, and frankly, the only real range weapon that you would really give a Chaplain anyway would likely be something like an Inferno Pistol or Plasma if you want to risk it, just to give it some AP2, AP1 anti-armor or anti-heavy infantry capability there. So overall, I think the Chaplain still has a place. Really, he's just you wouldn't place him in Death Company necessarily so much anymore. Really, he'd find a home with Assault Marines, Vanguard Vets, or Assault Terminators, and then you'd kit him out as far as, you know, a Jump Pack or Terminator armor, depending on which unit you decide to throw him in. So anyway, that's all I got for this video. Feel free to leave your comments down below. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.